I mean, how did that feel knowing that you're going to go be on the initial front for invading a country?
Wild. Yeah. I mean, we were excited. One, there was the historic nature of it. So take away all the sides of going to war or not going to war. When you train to be a part of one of the most elite organizations on the planet, you know, it's like practicing to play in a football game. You know, you want to play in the football game. So we were pumped. We were excited. We were excited that we were chosen to be the force that did that particular mission set. There was some legacy there. So the unit had done long-range desert mobility in the first Gulf War, basically hunting scuds in the western desert of Iraq to try to eliminate that threat and Saddam's ability to influence things outside of the country and shoot those missiles into Saudi Arabia and other countries. In this particular case, it was a different mission set, but along the same lines. So we were basically hunting WMD throughout the western desert. Current intel believes, and hindsight does a lot of things to the Iraq war, you and I both know. But at the time, we firmly believed that he had some type of WMD in whatever form. We assumed it was chemical at that time. And that if he was going to have it, that it was going to be stored not in Baghdad or Tikrit, but it was going to be outside of the city in one of their outstations of their ammo supply points that were moving west out of Baghdad and into the western desert. So yeah, we were excited, nervous, I think. But the legacy piece, you know, it having been done in the first Gulf War, and then, you know, the last time a desert mobility was done prior to that was like way back in World War II, like in North Africa. So it was a pretty neat thing to train and prepare for. It was different. It's not like you covered desert mobility in OTC.
Yeah.
You know, I think I probably had as much experience as anybody in that, you know, I had done that rotation to Kuwait with a mechanized unit. So I personally, I understood what it was like to be out unsupported in the middle of the desert and crossing long distances. So yeah, I was super pumped and excited for it. The weird part was when I got to our Saudi Arabia, here's our universe discussion right here. So when I got to our Saudi Arabia, there were two other units that were co-located with us. One was some components of 3rd Ranger Battalion, one of which was Charlie Company, 3rd Ranger Battalion, which is the company that I was a part of.
No shit.
The other was one company from the 82nd Airborne Division, which were accompanying like a HIMARS detachment or something else, but it was Alpha Company 2nd 325.
Damn.
So literally 2 of the 3 other organizations I had ever been a part of were all in that same spot at that point in time in history. And I've thought about that over the years. I'm like, what are the odds? If I'd have stayed in 3rd Ranger Battalion, and I don't know what I would have been at that point, probably a squad leader or something, but I would have been right there. If I would have stayed in Alpha Company 2nd 325, I would have been right there. Like,
damn.
That's a really weird.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So I think that even at the time, I think I took that like, this is where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think I had a lot more, at least personal confidence going into that than I did going to Afghanistan, because I had deployed once. I'd gotten to know my team. I felt like we had trained and prepared very well for that, and we were ready to go.